All right, everybody. I think this is working. We'll see. This is Richard Wheeler, and this is Richard Wheeler Works. It's a stream where I work. And quality may be a little iffy today. I'm experimenting with streaming over cellular networks. Still learning how all this stuff goes together. So quality may vary, your mileage may vary, but we'll see what happens. So today I'm supposedly on vacation, but I don't take vacations. So there we go. That settles that. And what I'm looking at is, as usual, on Wednesdays, if I could see what you see, a project that I have where I look at military PR and propaganda, and looking at it last week and now this week on Instagram. So let's take a look. One of the things that I was doing at the end of my stream last week was looking at items that I had saved. So let's take a look at some of those, if I can find how to get there. There we go. And see what we have. I guess there are groups there. I should probably make use of that. This is a new one that I found since I last went in. This was just experimenting, with the system. These things are a moving target, right? We know that. You know that no matter what you're using, if it's Instagram, if it's Facebook, if it's Twitch, if it's TikTok, if it's Snapchat, if it's LinkedIn. I know a lot of people on Twitch probably don't even know what LinkedIn is. So one of the things I'm experimenting with here in Instagram is understanding, is it about what's the best way to find the information I'm looking for? Is it following accounts? Is it looking at hashtags? This image here, these are 13e Régiment Dragon de Parachutistes, right? So this is French Special Forces reconnaissance specialists. And I just know that, I remember that I found this by searching on that hashtag, but also I would know that instantly just looking at this, because that's French Central European camouflage. They're wearing Salomon boots, although a lot of Special Forces people wear those nowadays. But also it's the way they've dug this hole, which may sound weird, but there are different. There's one way to dig a hole. You dig the hole, but there are different patterns for digging it that you can see when you look at enough of these. So these are guys, they're they're just like us. They're confined to a hole that they can't leave, and they're on a laptop. So this I found doing a search. Let's see if it comes up. Yeah, this first one here, 13e A, that's like for the EM, like the TH, like it'd be like 13th. 13e Régiment Dragon de Parachutistes. There are 211 posts, not too many. Fernspeer is the German word for long-range scout, so I was looking at that too. But let's go back here to that post that we were looking at. Saved. Okay. So back in it. So I saved this because this tells me something about how they do these holes. You can sort of see when you look up top that that's covered by a tarp or something that they've covered with probably leaves or needles, something like that. So yes, I would certainly use this. This account, FS_French, I'm 99% sure that this is a non-official account, right? Or is it? It's kind of weird. Is this there? Because why would there be a 10% off code? I don't know. You know, one thing I've found is that the world of like tribute accounts, or the number of tribute accounts or fan accounts in Instagram is much higher than in the world of YouTube. Now, does that make it a bad thing? I mean, not necessarily. Like, as long as you're getting some good imagery, that's what you need. Like, it's not like they're making it up. There's a whole another issue of looking at people who are hunters or airsofters, or people who are also trying to make sense of this world for their own uses. And if you look at an airsofter who's telling you how to rig their kit, is that as useful as looking at a soldier telling you how to rig their kit? I mean, there are reasons for it, right? That it makes sense to pay attention to the airsofter. So this, I can't tell. Usually it'll say compte officiel or official account, or maybe this is the official 13e LDP. But see, this is useful. This is telling you a little bit something about using a camera. I mean, this isn't perfect. Not that I would know what perfect is, but I mean, this is a hasty kind of setup they have, but they're both protecting their camera and camouflaging a little. I'm going to save that. That's pretty cool. This is the one we just saw. This one is definitely cool, right? This is telling us something about making a hide site in the snow. A lot we can learn here, right? If we download this image, because there's all this stuff about how they're setting up this shelter. So this is a thing where, like, I've looked at other like Israelis doing something like this. So this would be cool. I'm definitely going to save this image because this is useful in terms of saying, how are you there's digging holes, there's building above ground hide sites. Those are all interesting. Let's see. It's saying un équipier de 13e RDP procède à l'envoi des données à l'intérieur d'un cache adapté à la montagne. À gauche, on peut distinguer la pulka, traîneau. Okay, well, a member, équipier is like team member. The 13th RDP is in the process of sending data from inside of a hideout. Cache is sort of, there's another word for cache in French, planque. Maybe that's more like in a criminal sense. Adapté à la montagne. À gauche, on peut... I don't know what a pulka is. All right, we'll go back and figure that out. These are just people parachuting, I think. Not so into that. That's interesting. That camo is not what I'm used to seeing. It looks like German Flecktarn winter camo. But they use different stuff, the 13th RDP. The French use a number of different winter camos. That is specific to that unit, it looks like. Here's mission prep. All right, not so interesting. You really can't tell much about how this ghillie suit is made. Jeez, look at this guy. That lens is enormous. It's like a 700, 800 millimeter lens. That's cumbersome. Could you imagine switching between your primary weapon and that camera? That's a practice evolution there. Yeah, it's like tactical Instagram here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just checking out this account because they have some, they've had some good stuff. A couple of things. They're hidden in here somewhere, maybe. Oh, wow. Yeah, can you see that guy? You just barely see it there, the rifle. It's like the magic eyes. Okay, so there we go. And this one is pretty cool. This I saw somewhere else, too. Let's go back to... Yeah, see? So, I mean, there's a lot of these fan accounts that things are getting reposted on, which is fine. This was another S'engager pour la vie, special units from all over the world. Yeah, so this is clearly a fan account. This is a lot of like stuff I'm not interested in. It's just people with guns, you know, which is pretty boring, right? I mean, I like dogs, but it's an Austrian Jagdkommando, yeah. Dog's got like a scarf on. Dog's loving life. Okay, let's see what else we got here that I saved. Yeah, this one was pretty cool, right? Because this one was like, you know, building a hide site. Ein Fernsperr beseint das Beobachtungsversteck auf dem Truppenübungsplatz Oberlausitz, Bundeswehr. So this is a Fernsperr, right, long-range scout. Commando Truppen non-official. All right. Still, you never know. But a lot of this stuff tends to be people diving, people shooting, people, you know, it's all the like bang bang stuff, not the stuff that's like this is more interesting to me. This is like, you know, the operational stuff that's about the observation. That's what I'm interested in. Observation. Learning to see. You know. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's a German. You can see the cross, the German cross on the vehicle and the German Flecktarn camouflage. More Flecktarn, some of my viewers have said. There you have it. Always have more Flecktarn. Yeah, I mean... See, this kind of shot is like, it's just texture. You know, you really... I'm not going to find out much. I mean, maybe if I go to the desktop and download this, I can find something about doing camouflage technique, but I doubt it. I doubt it. But at this point, I'm like, all right, I'll just, look at this. This is useful to me anyway. Here we have a hide site. It's hard to see who this is. This is German. You can see the Flecktarn. So yes, definitely saving this. And then there was another one here from the same series. So we're seeing some here. This is a pretty, this is supposed to be here for a while. You can see these logs, right, in the roof, and this support beam. You know, this is a pretty long-term structure, right, that you'd be in for a minute. So you can, between these, you know, give yourself a little bit of indication of construction technique. And there's many more video and still imagery resources I've found that talk about construction. This is just like, I'm saving this for another reason. This is older, I think, maybe because that soldier has an older rifle. It looks like a FAL. I don't know if it's FAL or FAL. Yeah, that's a useless picture to me, right? It's just cool. And now they're carrying a log. This looks like training to me, because that's an older weapon system. Either this is an older image or this is a training picture, and they're not. They have the older weapon systems so they don't get banged up in training, right? Okay, well, there was a couple good ones in there. So this is what it is, guys. I just, go through and bit by bit try to see delta of the kraut. This is like, what is this? This is, okay, mil-sim battle display. This is a fan site. But this 7 EBCA, 7e Bataillon de Chasseurs Alpines is what I'm guessing that is. Well, you can see here, I mean, this doesn't, just as a note, right? You see this, the bottoms that he has on, that's the other winter camo pattern that the French use, but that's definitely for this unit in the École de Haute Montagne. They wear that. That's a Acris. It's a British company that makes that. I don't know. I just like climbing. This video is like a watch for later thing for me. Okay, some camo technique stuff. Although this is like pretty down and dirty camo, I'd say. These are not. I mean, this is definitely a sniper team because the soldier in front has the French sniper rifle. I can't remember what that's called. But this is okay. The 2e REP officiel, Régiment étranger parachutiste, de parachutiste. Which it says there. Okay, Calvi, haute course, right. So this is one of the French Foreign Legion operational units. Second REP. Yeah, I mean, maybe. So this is going to be a lot, though, to go through. I'm sure this page has a ton and a ton and a ton of images. I mean, this account. So I'm going to loop back to this. Okay, so this is the official 13e LDP account, not that other one. That other one must have been a fan account. And I'm following them. See. Voir sans être vu. See without being seen. Pretty on the nose. That's exactly what I'm looking for, right? S'engager dans l'effort. That's the Armée de la France recruitment. Oh, that's cool. All right. So this is a very hasty setup they have here. So that's worth saving. Because that's telling me something about, like, level of effort you put in various, situations to work on a camouflage position. I swear, the 13th RDP, they love to show, it's like guns and computers. They're not just about the guns. 13e RDP au Moyen-Orient. This is a pretty fixed position, built up position they have here. Au 13, la formation sur les techniques de camouflage reste unique en son genre. And let's see how I have been looking at a lot of these hashtags. 13e LDP, Force Spéciale, Renseignement is intelligence or reconnaissance, and it kind of goes both ways. France, Armée de Terre, Armée, Marine Nationale, Armée de l'Air. It sounds like they're trolling a little there. COS is Command Opération Spéciale. I'm kind of making that up, but it's kind of like SOCOM for the French Army special, and I can't remember British and German equivalents right now off the top of my head, but it's Special Forces Command for the French Army. FS Life, I don't know what that is. You can take a look at that. Élite, soldat, parachutiste, combat au-delà du possible is kind of the French Special Forces recruiting slogan, right? Like the equivalent, well, they don't use it much anymore, but U.S. Special Forces would say, not because we're different, because you're different, you know. Au-delà de possible is like that in the French Army. Voir son interview, we've already seen that, and camouflage. Yeah, so I'll go back and maybe in a different stream look at some of these. So they don't have a ton of stuff. Troisième. So this is some good stuff in terms of like, there are a lot of different reasons to do this. One could be that you're just trying to understand the organizational structure of these units, and for a number of reasons. It could be for reporting. It could be for, you're doing open source intelligence collection. I don't know, different stuff. But here, le 1.13, l'escadron d'instruction spécialisée. So this is a subunit of the 13e RDP, right? Escadron is like squadron, right? So the Special Air Service, they organize into squadrons. A lot of different special operations units use this language, which you might associate with just like Air Force has squadrons of planes, but squadron is a typical subunit name in a lot of special operations communities. So, où les jeunes engagés apprennent les rudiments de métier, tir, technique de survie, camouflage, dépiégage. I don't know what that is. Tous les équipiers y suivant régulièrement des stages. So le 1.13 est l'escadron d'instruction spécialisée. It's the squad. It's a specialized instructional squadron where the jeune engagé is kind of like people who are trying to become operators, learn the rudiments of the job: shooting, tir, technique de survie, survival techniques, camouflage, dépiégage. Let's go to Google Translate. Dépiégage. Detrapping. What? Okay. I don't know what that's about. That's so. Okay. Dépiégage. Let's take a look. What are they saying here? Get that word here. Déminage. Le dépiégage, l'ouverture de route et la destruction des meubles dangereux avaient fait des sapeurs. Why does that unit need to know how to do that? So let's go back and say, and we'll do LDP. Well, see, for me, this is a good sign. When I'm into something and it says there aren't a lot of good matches, I feel like I've gotten to the right part of the internet for me, right? Because now I'm into something that's very specialized and something that's very insidery. It could be because of the language barrier. It could be because of a lot of things. But it's not like these units have a social media manager. They're not hiring you know somebody right out of college who's got a marketing background or something. These are people who are engaged in the unit and they're making these posts. And they have some specialized knowledge. So this is something for me to go back to and try to understand, like, because this is not a specialized explosive ordnance disposal unit. This is not a unit that does that's look that well they do specialized searching, and there's a word, there's a technique or a technical term, opérationnel spécialisé. See if I spelled that right. Wow, I almost spelled that right. I missed an accent and two N's. So this is OPEX. Yeah, so maybe this is what this is. I mean, like, so what this word means is specialized operational search. That's kind of the literal translation. And it's about, searching for, data on recovered media. The terms in U.S. military parlance that are similar are DocX or site exploitation. That's the term. This is, to the best of my knowledge, this is like site exploitation. Armée de terre, carrière inspiration. Oui, okay. Accepter les cookies. So this is a official French Army recruiting website. Équipé feuille opérationnelle spécialisée. So there's a podcast here we could listen to. Du Club Med a équipé de feuilles opérationnelles spécialisées. Après avoir passé quelques années en tant que JO, animateur au Club Méditerranée, j'ai effectué un changement radical en m'engageant dans l'armée de terre. Yeah, so I don't know. This is more research. I will research this because this unit particularly interests me, because this is the specialized role. There's this unit in the French army. There's the Fernspeer in the German Bundeswehr are part of the Division Schnellkraft, which is like a specialized subpart of German special forces that looks at long-range surveillance. The special observers in the Royal Artillery, in the British Army. These are all units that are looking at, there's a lot of stuff that's just like people doing, this is before I was getting a little bit more disciplined about what I was looking at, right? But these are the people that I'm trying to figure out. NATO Reconnaissance Platoon. Okay, that's interesting. I want to know what's going on there. Because those are the units that are doing the observational mission and are going to document it or show it as part of their propaganda and PR, associate propaganda and PR missions. And that's where you're going to be able to see, okay, these are the techniques. This is how you approach a site where you're going to observe. This is how you construct a hide site. This is how you set up to sit inside this hide site for, you know, days or weeks, right? Yeah, this is a lot of stuff where I was just getting used to learning it. So not a lot here that's useful in terms of what I was just saying. So we'll come back to this more on Friday. Also, though, I think what we might do is, because I don't know if you noticed as I was flipping through here in the on the web browser, looking on Pinterest. So maybe that's where we'll go next, and we'll do some flip-flopping on the mobile between Pinterest and Instagram. I'm sure Pinterest is going to have a ton of stuff too, and why not look at special operations Pinterest while we're looking at special operations Instagram. So that's what I have for today, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Again, this is Richard Wheeler, and I've been working on Richard Wheeler Works.